with Mark Gardner. Glad that you could spend some time with us. Welcome to the latest renewal of the area's only high school basketball all-star game, the McDonald's All-Star Game. I'm Paul Condry along with the coach, Mark Gardner, also Matt Copsey joining us here today. Girls All-Star Game coached by longtime friend Jim Arnold, former Bethel assistant coach, a Hall of Fame career out at Niles High School. And over here on the gray team, you can see him to our immediate left is Larry Fielstra, who was a Bethel College graduate and certainly had a stellar career, which includes 8 consecutive sectional titles and 161 wins in his short career at Elkhart Memorial. Both these guys can coach. Both these guys know how to deal with student athletes. They couldn't have picked 2 better guys to coach the gals team here today.
No, it's really good to see guys with great experience, great success on and off the court, and then to have the Bethel connection, obviously, is what brings it together. And so excited to see Coach Arnold and Coach Fielstra back, especially, and this guy here to our right. How about that? Speaking of coaches.
Yeah, now we're going to be joined by Bethel College men's coach Mike Lightfoot joining us. Here's the architect and the visionary behind this all-star game along with Dave Sparks. Mike, first of all, it's game day. The nerves for the student athletes may be a little bit different than when they're playing IHSA sports, but certainly make no mistake about it, it's one last time to put the sneakers on for many of them. For the last time they play as quote-unquote as high schoolers before they go off to be college athletes.
Absolutely. The ones that are seniors, this is the last time they'll play. And I saw a lot of tweets out there from kids, especially on the guys' side, to say, hey, come out. This is my last time I'm going to be running up and down the floor in Michiana.
When you look at the big picture of this, on how this came to be, you were the person who came up with the idea, you and the staff, and how you put this together. Dave Sparks is an amazing individual. Let's get right to the point there.
Yes.
For him to come by and put his brand, McDonald's brand, behind it here at Bethel College. What a special scenario.
It really was. When we hosted the McDonald's All-American game, we saw some things that took place at that game, and it kind of fell into place when we had the Sports Fest kind of discontinued. It kind of left a void, and there was things that I thought, if we had the opportunity to do it, I'd like to give it a whirl, and I think we'd have to tweak it a little bit. We'd have to get some underclassmen involved. We were going to have it right after the season rather than back in May or June. And so, we just kind of put those things together, and then I went to Dave and said, Dave, we've got to have your brand on this. And, I've really been happy for Dave and Kathleen to step in and help us.
When you look at adding the girls' game after the initial boys' game, and certainly it gives the gals an opportunity to come and play here at the Gates Gymnasium, that in itself expands not only Dave's brand, but also expands the brand of Bethel College.
It does. And, those are all good things, I think. Those are things that we need to continue to do. And it just gives us a lot of community awareness. And anytime I'm still convinced there's people that have never been here. And, they might drive by Bethel every day to work, but they're not really involved in knowing anything about Bethel. And so this gives it a chance to kind of show what Bethel's like, and it also helps, allows people to see, younger kids that Bethel's got a special facility and a special place to play.
All right, now the coaches today, all legends in their own scenario. Jimbo, who helped Jody here for many years, was one of the best coaches in the history of Michigan basketball. Larry Fielstra has got a wonderful resume. And on the boys' side, those guys have won a lot of games, been around a lot of success, but Mr. Powers, we have to talk about him. Anybody that has any ties to the legendary John Wooden, that's a pretty special person in anybody's right.
It was really nice. Last night he shared with the players on the guys' side, how that all worked and how he played for Coach Wooden. And he talked about Wooden, talked about his experiences with Wooden. Also shared that, when he's South Bend Central, one of the best players ever come out of here is Michael Warren. I kind of forgot that Michael Warren played for Jim Powers. I thought Michael Warren played for Johnny Wooden. He did at UCLA, but in South Bend Central, it was Coach Powers. And so those just to connect those dots and to see those things happen, it really makes it kind of a special thing for our players. And the pyramid of success that Coach Wooden stood by was something that Jim gave to the players last night. So it kind of added another dimension to the whole event.
Now, tonight we're going to play with the college rules.
Yeah.
For the first time, these athletes will get used to the media timeouts. They'll get used to playing for 20 minutes. And for some of them, they've played on the college courts before, but never really in a competitive scenario. So let's talk about transitioning the high school superstars into the superstar event at the college with the college dynamics.
Well, I think they'll find right away, for those that maybe got knocked out of their tournament right away, that the course a little longer. So, the conditioning factor might be a part of that. But other than that, I just think that, just the referees and how they call a game and all those things are adjustments and TV timeouts and radio commercial timeouts. I think that's all kind of neat, that even if someone's not going to college, this is kind of a new thing that they get to experience.
For you personally, what are you excited the most about here today, besides watching a couple future Bethel College pilots?
Well, we get to see those kids play a lot, but I think the main thing is just to try to, you envision something that you want to see have some energy to it. And, I think that we've created that. We do have a little hiccup tonight. We've got something else going over in South Bend that I think that is a little bit of a distraction with Notre Dame's gals playing. But at the same time, I just like to see something you create, continue to have energy, and I think it has. I think that's continued to get better. I think that, we're excited about what we have to offer here at Bethel.
Once again, we have to say a hearty thank you to Dave and Kathleen Sparks for putting the McDonald's brand. They've been lifelong friends of yours since you came to Bethel College. We can never say thanks enough to them.
Exactly. Nothing's going to happen unless, we could have done an all-star game. We call it the Bethel All-Star Game. And those have been out there, but until you add McDonald's to that brand, and everybody knows what the McDonald's All-American Game is, and so we tried to take the same format. We take our kids over to the hospital, and they get to meet with kids that are there. We try to create the same atmosphere that we saw when we hosted that event. So I think that it had to be the McDonald's brand to make this thing work, and now I can see that it's been a special event.
Well, thanks for stopping by and sharing some of the things. Mike Lightfoot, the Hall of Fame coach that's here at Bethel College. As always, great to have him here on the telecast. Tonight's game features approximately 40 high school seniors representing 21 area schools. Coaching the boys team will be Tom Hess, former coach at South Bend Clay. He'll be joined alongside him will be Coach Powers, as we alluded to earlier, and Bob Berger, a longtime coach at James Wickham Riley on the south side of South Bend. A couple of guys, coaches who we've known, and we've had a chance to follow their career. Should be really interesting to see how those guys engage here today. Coach Bob Berger's been doing this for all 3 years, and I know that he just kind of laughs and has a good time with the whole scenario.
Yeah, Coach Berger still does broadcasting in the area, so he's still very involved with high school sports. So he's seen a lot of these guys, and that gives him a chance to come out and coach them. And I had the chance to work with him at Michiana. He volunteered when Rob was the head coach over there, and I was the youngest guy on staff. He was the oldest guy on staff, and we hit it off. I just used to pick his brain as often as I could because Bob knows basketball. In
the 3 short years we have had the McDonald's All-Star Game, 44 players have gone on to play at the NAIA, NCAA Division I, II, and III universities and colleges. They'll be showcasing their skills and their God-given talents here today at Bethel College. We're going to take a short time out. We're going to thank our friends at McDonald's for all their support. Once again, the girls' game coming up here at the top of the hour. We'll be back right after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Start your day deliciously with a sausage burrito, sausage McMuffin, small freshly brewed McCafe coffee, and more on the breakfast dollar menu at McDonald's. I'm loving it. Prices and participation may vary.
Once again, we're glad that you can join us here on Regional Radio Sports. I'm Paul Country along with the coach, Mark Gardner. Matt Copps, you've heard that voice many, many times on Regional Radio Sports. And I'm going to remind you, hey, Michiana, wake up with a small cup of rich, freshly brewed McCafe coffee on us during breakfast hours, March 31st through April 13th at McDonald's. No purchases necessary. Participation may vary. Once again, Michiana, a freshly brewed McCafe coffee on us during the breakfast hours on March 31st through April 13th at McDonald's. Once again, we're thinking you could join us here today. Brad Brink back at the top there, taking care of some of the business. The gals on the floor warming up. We'll be back right after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
And all was Benjamin Franklin wise.
So you actually think electricity can pass through metal? Ha! Ben Franklin, go fly a kite. Excellent idea. Where are my keys?
Besides the bifocals, Ben invented the Franklin stove, the odometer, and the lightning rod. Ingenuity, pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. That's the sound of baseball. Baseball all season long right here from Bethel College. I'm Paul Country. You can join me on Thursday as the Pilots baseball team will be in action against Marion University. And as a matter of fact, right now, the Bethel softball team taking on Spring Arbor University. Matt Copsey, you've had a chance to see some of these student athletes during your time. And, of course, this McDonald's All-Star game. We can look at some of the players in it. We could talk about some of the coaches. But let's look at these coaches, first of all, that have brought athletes here today. Let me start with the McDonald's Red Team. Oregon Davis, Terry Minix. We'll hear some thoughts from Matt momentarily. Southman Adams, Leon Scott has sent some players here to the Elkhart Memorial. Steve Scott has sent some players. LaPorte Skeeter Heath has sent some players. And Warsaw's Michelle Harder has brought some players to the ball game today for the Red Team, coached by Jim Arnold. Your thoughts on those players?
Well, you're going to take a look. I think people are going to enjoy watching Ashley Campbell play. She scored 34 points in the state championship game against Vincennes Rivet. She's headed to Northwood in Michigan next year, and Terry Minix has done a great job, and Haley Collins is another one of their standout performers for him. Nikki Gross, last year when Warsaw made their run to the semi-state, she had a big part to it. This year she was battling some injuries, and she's finally back to her way she should be playing right now. LaPorte Skeeter Heath, Jacqueline, his daughter's not going to be able to play today because of an injury, but LaPorte had a great year, 20-3, lost in the sectional championship game to Maryville. Elkhart Memorial, Kaiser Moore, she had a solid season, went over 1,000 points for the season. Taloni Reese and Jenna Thomas, great year for South Bend Adams. Leon Scott did a great job. He earned Coach of the Year honors in the NIC this year, so he did a great job. So I just think overall you're going to see some great talent out there today from the Red Team. The Gray Team, excuse me.
The Gray Team, I'll tell you what, they're coached by Larry Filstra. I tell you what, the high school coaches that are sending athletes here today are Kevin Grayless from Mishawaka, Northwood Steve Neff in his final season. Tell you what, his team lost in the region to Norwell, but still finished a sparkling 19-6. I mentioned Grayless, he was 20-4 this year. Penn's Christy Kineski Ulrich, who starred here at Bethel College. They lost in the state championship game to Bedford North Lawrence. Matt did that game. They finished 25-2. And Mishawaka Marion's Pat Catanzarite are sending athletes here to field the Gray Team. You've seen this Penn team, and you've seen the Mishawaka. I've seen the Mishawaka team play twice. Some very, very, very good athletes. A couple of these Mishawaka gals would look really good in Bethel Blue, I got to tell you, as I got to start my recruiting right now.
Well, Taylor Fielstra from Northwood, who's ironically Larry's going to get a chance to coach his daughter today. She was one of the reasons behind Northwood making it to the regional this year. As you mentioned, a tough loss to Norwell at the end, but a great year indeed for Coach Neff to go out. And Mishawaka, Kevin Grayless, he's got three very talented girls coming here to play. Taylor Parmalee, she's been the standout. She's headed to Grand Valley State, so she's one to look out for. Erin Gosicki from Marion, she's a 4-year starter for Pat Catanzarite's group. And, we've already talked about the Penn girls, Jess Alexander and Caroline Boer, and Maya Solomon, unfortunately, not going to be able to play for an injury, but those girls had a lot to do. They were freshmen when Penn made the run to the state championship, and, they had a big hand in the play this year as well. Unfortunately, they came up on the short end to Bedford North Lawrence in the title game.
We want to thank our friends over at McDonald's. Get 2 delicious steak and egg burritos for just $3.33 at McDonald's. Limited time only, a la carte only. Prices and participation may vary. Price of a single item posted on the menu board.
The Ronald McDonald Family Room is a big part of what they're working on here today. Of course, the All-Star Games are not only great entertainment, but also provide an opportunity for these high school players to learn about Ronald McDonald House Charities and to give back to the community. Yesterday, all the players toured the Ronald McDonald Family Room at Memorial's Children's Hospital and also spent time visiting the children hospitalized in the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit. Ronald McDonald Family Room provides the comforts of home to families of hospitalized children from throughout the region. Its value to parents during the times of anxiety about the welfare of their children cannot be overstated. It is a place to step away from this anxiety for a few precious moments of comfort in the form of rest, a hot meal, quick shower, or the kind words of a caring family room volunteer. In this environment, families draw support from each other and even other parents facing the same situation with their children. There is no cost to these families for the services of the Ronald McDonald Family Room. The entire operation is supported by the generosity of the community. If you would like to be a part of the amazing team as a volunteer or a donor, stop in or call at 574-647-3020, or you can visit at rmhcmichiana.org for more information. Once again, we're glad you can join us here on Regional Radio Sports. I'm Paul Condry. I'm the voice of the Bethel Pilots here at our broadcast location, along with Coach Mark Gardner. Coach, one thing I can tell you tonight that is going to be very unique, I'm not going to yell once at the officials tonight. Aren't you happy for me in advance?
That'll be the first time all year that you and I have not critiqued. And I can't guarantee we won't critique, and we might see a call or two we disagree with, but it won't wear on us like it does when Bethel Blue's out there.
Make no mistake about it. And since the last time you and I were together, congratulations goes out to the University of St. Francis and Indiana Wesleyan University, national champions for the Crossroads League. Great to hear that kind of stuff going on. Let's go on down to the PA here and let's get the party started.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the White Camp Athletic Center on the campus of Bethel College for the 2014 McDonald's Michiana High School All-Star Basketball Games. At this time, will you please rise and gentlemen remove your caps as we honor America and those who serve and protect it with the singing of our national anthem. The anthem this evening will be presented by Drew Lutz.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, where some gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That's special, folks.
Did you hear that last name? That was a Lutz.
Oh, my.
Ashley and Ryan, and
that's mine. That is good stuff. Good stuff. We're live tonight from the Gates Gymnasium at the YCAB Athletic Center. Thanks for joining us here on Regional Radio Sports. for our...
All right, Michiana, on your feet. Let's stand and greet the 2014 McDonald's Michiana High School Girls All-Stars. The red team this evening. A senior from LaPorte, wearing number 40, Kelsey Gostrowski. A senior from Elkhart Memorial, wearing number 34, Khadijah Moore. A senior from South Bend Adams High School, wearing number 31, Jenna Thomas. Named to the All-Star team, but not in action this evening, a senior from LaPorte, Jacqueline Heath. And now the starters for the red team, a senior from Oregon Davis, number 12, Ashley Campbell. Another senior from Oregon Davis, wearing number 32, Haley Collins. A senior from Warsaw, number 42, Nikki Gross. A senior from Adams, number 25, Talani Reese. And a senior from Benton Harbor, number 14, Nashay Sutton. The red team is coached by Jim Arnold. All right, let's meet the McDonald's Gray All-Stars. A senior from Penn, number 33, Jess Alexander. A senior from Mishawaka, wearing number 44, Caitlin Alsasser. A senior from Northwood, number 11, Taylor Fiestra. Named to the All-Star team, but not in action this evening, a senior from Penn, Maya Solomon. Let's meet the Gray starters. A senior from Mishawaka, number 1, Paige Avery. A senior from Penn, number 32, Caroline Brewer. A senior from Marion, number 35, Aaron Gazicki. A senior from Northwood, number 45, Morgan Olson. And a senior from Mishawaka, wearing number 24, Taylor Palmley. The Gray team is coached by Larry Fielstra.
All right, there you have our starting lineups here in the girls' game. Glad that you can join us. I'm Paul Condry, along with the coach, Mark Gardner, Matt Copsey, Brad Brink. We're glad that you could be with us. Of course, the Gray team, which is to our right from your vantage point here high atop, decked out with the gold numbers trimmed in white, of course, with McDonald's written on the front. To the left of your vantage point will be the red team, coached by Jimmy Arnold. Red shorts, red jerseys. The gold numbers are trimmed in white. Well, of course, the McDonald's logo is on the back of the jerseys. Everybody's got their different color sneakers. I think what's going to be interesting is watching the McDonald's Gray team, Mishawaka and Penn, all together on the same team. That is Matt Copsey's alma mater and Mark Gardner's alma mater.
You know, went to Penn, I coached at Mishawaka, so I'm happy with both teams. It's okay.
All right, so from right to left, here comes the Gray team.
Matt's got our officials tonight.
Yeah, our officials are Pat Richter, Kyle Stackhouse, and John Hampton.
So we have a jersey change already, is what you're telling me, Coach Gardner?
Carolyn Burr is wearing 23, not 32. Welcome to the All-Star Games.
All right, then here's Burr. And here's Burr with an easy shot inside to give the Gray team the early lead. 2-0 Gray team here at the 1937 mark. Just underway here with the third annual McDonald's All-Star Classic. And here's the ball inside the paint with the basketball now. Here is Reese coming back out here to the right side, now to Campbell. Campbell with a little hesitation comes back out to Reese at the top. Reese goes left side now here to Nikki Gross. Gross at the top. Swings it right side now here to Reese. Reese looking for a cutter. Comes back out to the top now here to Thomas. Thomas with the drive down the lane. Off balance shot, no good. Rebound ripped out of there by the Gray team. Paige Avery, the Mishawaka product, over the timeline now. Goes into the deep left corner now here to Gazicki. Her jump shot from three, no good. Rebound comes inside here and laid up and in. That time by Morgan Olson, the product of Northwood High. Heading off to Youngstown State.
Nice little put back there for Olson to give her team the 4-0 lead.
With a basketball here. Red team in the half-court set, moving from left to right. Ball on the far wing now. Reese will load up the triple. Banks off the iron, no good. Ripped out of there by Morgan Olson. The Northwood product hands it off now here to the Mishawaka product, Paige Avery. Avery on the right wing. Comes over here to the left side wing. And now at the top of the circle, nice little reverse move inside by Parmalee. And back out here. Shot clock winding out. Here's a drive down the lane. That's got to be a charge. Good call. And as if she didn't do it enough in the state championship game, she's back to do it again. The incomparable Ashley Campbell, who's heading up to Northwood, won a state championship with Terry Minix. 23 wins and 2 losses.
It tells you what kind of a competitor Ashley is, too, because not many people take charges in all-star games, and Ashley took that one from Taylor Parmalee.
With the basketball from left to right now, here is the red team. Over on the far side now, Thomas. Thomas with a running one-hander in the lane, off the rim, no good. Rebound. The ball's deflected around, and Reese comes away with a steal. The reverse layup is good. So it's now a 4-2 ball game as Reese scores to get the red team on the board here for the first time at the 18:02 mark. We got a
jersey change there, too. I'm looking at 25. It says it's Sutton, but that's definitely Reese because we saw her play a couple times this year.
And make the change on the roster there, and we'll work it out. And to move from inbound the basketball from underneath their own goal will be the gray team. Somebody needs to inbound the ball there, gals.
Nobody can score from out of bounds. This is an all-star game.
Paige Avery to inbound the basketball. Goes over here on the left side. Now here to Parmalee. Parmalee will load up the three-point shot and knock it down. Great team out to a fast 7-2 start here at the 17:40 mark.
Taylor can play inside and Taylor can play outside. She's going to have herself a nice career up there at Grand Valley State. It's a good find for them.
With the basketball here now is on the far side is Nikki Gross. Comes out to the top now here to Thomas. Thomas drives inside and
Jump ball.
Jump ball. Thank you, Matthew.
Can see early on Jenna Thomas is going straight to the basket every time she gets it. She's I don't know if she's played in past All-Star games, but we'll see that in the guys' game. There will be very little defense and lots of attacking the basket and shooting.
Back out here to the top now, Gross looking for some help. Drives inside the lane, stops free throw line. Comes back out here to the right side now to Campbell. Campbell loads up the jump shot and knocks down the deuce. 7-4 in favor of the gray team as Campbell's on the score sheet for the first time tonight.
And that would have been a high school three-pointer, but she was with the extended line here at the college level. Only going to get 2 for that one.
So the ball will reset on the shot clock over there. As the ball, no, check that. They're just going to have inbounds on the far side. Nonetheless, it will be Paige Avery with the basketball. It comes over here to the left side now, here to Burr. Burr with a fake, with a drive. It comes back out to the top now. Here to Parmalee. Parmalee here in between the rings looking for some help. Stops. Nice cut up by Reese. Goes back here to the left side. Balls ricochets into the left elbow area. And finally corralled by the gray team.
Shot clock.
And a shot clock violation on the gray team.
And they're not used to that.
Yes,
that's understandable. That's understandable at this level. We're going to see several of those probably in both games tonight. The first time they've had that. And in high school basketball, you can hold it for the last shot when there's a minute 50, 2 minutes to go in the quarter.
Oregon Davis product Ashley Campbell over the timeline now. She'll direct traffic. Crosses over, stops, goes left side now to Reese. Reese looking for some help. Goes right elbow over here now to Thomas. Thomas with a drive inside and a blocking foul whistled on the gray team. And it looks like it's going to be whistled on Paige Avery. 16:29 to go here in the first half. 7-4 here with the gray team with the lead.
Not a lot of coaching that takes place in these All-Star games. More of a supervisory role, just making sure everybody gets in. But if I'm Coach Arnold, if I'm Coach Fielstra, I'm reminding my team that Jenna Thomas has now touched the ball 4 times and attacked the rim all 4 times.
Jenna Thomas, a 33% free throw shooter this senior season at Adams High School, averaged 7.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals. She's able to convert 1 of 2. It's now a 7-5 basketball game here at the 16:26 mark, and wholesale substitutions here for the gals in gray. With the basketball on the left-hand drive is Burke. Comes inside. Here's a walk on the pass here to Parmalee, and it'll be red basketball to move from left to right there. A 2-point trailer at 7-5.
Nice back cut by Parmalee. Good bounce pass by Burr, but Taylor just a little hop step before she put that one up.
Now the gray team's going to make some changes. Jess Alexander is in the ballgame. She's heading off to Saginaw Valley State. She's in the contest for the first time today. Also, Taylor Fielstra is in the ballgame. And also rounding out the starting the lineup will be Caitlin Elsasser, a 6'1 senior from Mishawaka. She looked real good in the Bethel uniform, I might add. Here's the jump shot inside the lane by Thomas. No good. The rebound deflected around and put up and in. Nicely done that time by Haley Collings, the 5'11 senior from Oregon Davis, and we have a tie ball game.
It's a nice little putback there by Collings.
With the ball inside on the low post. Here's the strong. Oh, and a great block from behind that time by Nikki Gross on the reject. Great defensive rotation. She got beat on the lob, and we have a timeout on the floor. Hey, Michiana, wake up with a small cup of McCafe coffee on us during the breakfast hours of March 31st through April 13th at McDonald's. Our McCafe coffee is freshly brewed with 100% beans from a rich, smooth taste. McDonald's, I'm loving it. No purchase necessary. Participation may vary. We'll be back right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Once again, Michiana, don't forget to wake up with a small cup of coffee on us during the breakfast hours from March 31st through April 13th at McDonald's. Our McCafe coffee is freshly brewed with 100% Arabica beans for a rich, smooth taste. McDonald's, I'm loving it. No purchase necessary. Participation may vary. So we'll have the great team to inbound the basketball underneath their own goal. There's a pass inside. Once again, a nice defensive play by Ashley Campbell, excuse me. And to inbound the basketball to the right of the lane again will be Burr. Comes out here on the right side to Olsen. Olsen on the drive inside the lane, and a foul whistle as Olsen took it inside the paint, and she got hacked as she took it strong inside. Foul whistled, I believe it all, Kadeja Moore.
It's going to be Moore's first. She just checked in at that dead ball, so it didn't take her long to get in the box score there, right, Matt?
Morgan Olsen, a product of Northwood High School, 6-foot senior, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 1 steal, a 76% free throw shooter. Shot 59% for the field, was 2 for 5 from downtown this year. And her first free throw is good. The second one is no good. So it's an 8-7 scenario in favor of the gray team. Great team is yet to relinquish the lead, but that could change here any time now. Here is the basketball here on the right side is Nashe Sutton. Boy, they got these jerseys all messed up here, guys.
Yep. Sutton's wearing 31, and so there's Thomas with the missed baseline jumper. And is that just out of bounds or over? It's going to be a foul on Thomas for over the back.
So Reese is wearing jersey number 1. Reese, check that. Sutton's wearing jersey number 25. And check it. Reese 25 and Sutton 31.
That's correct.
With the ball here. Out the top of the circle now. The great team with the jump shot. Alexander misses. And from left to right, here comes Campbell. Up the right sideline. Here is a drive inside. And a shot knocked away nicely on Sutton's offering. And here comes the great team in transition. Here's a blocking foul call. Campbell takes the charge again, but this time she got ran over by the truck, which was Jess Alexander, the 5'9" senior from Penn.
And I don't say this often, but that was a good call. Great defense by Burr to start that break. Yeah, mark that one down. I did say compliment official. Great job there by Alexander to take the break, go the other way. I'm going to wake up to a steak at McDonald's. Get 2 delicious steak and egg burritos for just $3.33. Fluffy egg, cheese, peppers, onions, and tender steak and a soft tortilla. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Limited time only, a la carte only. Prices and participation may vary.
Pair of free throws are good for Alexander, and it's now a
10-7.
10-7 lead. 14:34 to go. Out here on the perimeter now is Sutton. And I'm screened out of the way.
34 took the shot, missed it, and the
more
rebound off the
up court quickly now. Here's Alexander with a left-hand layup. 12-7 now. Alexander with 4 consecutive points. And here comes the red team. A running one-hander, no good. A rebound put up by Sutton and in. Now a 12-9 ball game.
Nice job by Sutton, running the break there and then fighting for her own rebound to get the putback.
That was actually Kadeja Moore 34.
I'm sorry, that was more. I'm sorry, I thought it was 31. That was more. Thank you, Matt.
Back over here on the near side, and once again, they've changed jerseys on us, folks. And you talk about you do all the prep work in the world, and then somebody throws you a curveball. Here's a three-point shot, that time by Fieldstra, no good. Rebound comes here to the red team now. Moore loading up the triple shot up the front of the iron. Rebound is deflected around, and here comes the gray team on the breakout. Here's Jess Alexander on the drive. Reverse it to the left side, and she'll shoot a pair. Alexander going to the line here at the 13:38 mark, and she has played very well coming in.
Yeah, coming off the bench and just attacking the basket. Nice left hand again.
That's 2 fouls now on Jenna Thomas. 5 on the team.
And at the charity site, Alexander, 67% free throw shooter on the season. And she's able to knock it down. She scored the last 5 points for the gray team. She comes into today's game, finishing up her season, averaging 9.8 points a game, 4.5 rebounds. And she'll have one more free toss. Second one is good again. Now it's 14-9.
And we should point out in the women's game, all seniors. The men's game will have underclassmen.
Several underclassmen, yeah. I might add.
Yep.
Here's a jump shot here from the right side by Taloni Reese is good. 14-11 now. Reese knocks down the jump shot. Saw her play earlier in the season.
Yeah, caught a couple of her games before men's games, and she's a very nice ball player.
With a basketball here, Parmalee. Comes out here to the top now here to Fieldstra. Fieldstra on the left side. Fieldstra still on the hard dribble. Looks for some help. Drives. Kicks out into the corner now here to Elsasser inside of the low post. Ball stripped away by the red team. Nice job by the red to keep it alive. Suffocating defense. And I tell you what, Talani Reese doing a wonderful job. Reese over here on the right wing now. Goes over here across court now. Here to Sutton. Sutton with a drive, running one-hander, and she scores! 14-13.
Little unorthodox on the underhand flip, but it counts for 2. It looks good in the scorebook.
Absolutely. Jess Alexander goes inside the low post, stolen away by the red team. Campbell over the timeline from left to right. Goes inside of the low post, and Sutton lost the handle on it. Good pass again by Campbell.
Yeah, that was a good pass on both ends. I thought Alexander had a nice pass on the screen, slip down on this end, and then right there, that's a great look by Campbell trying to lead her teammate there for a layup. If this is like the NCAA, we can have an 8-minute review to see who the ball went off of. But we're just going to set out old school.
Yeah, 12:29 to go here first half. 14-13 in favor of the team in gray. McDonald's All-Star game. Campbell loads up the 19-footer, caroms into the right side where it's tracked down by Paige Avery. Hands it off now to Alexander. Over here to Avery on the near wing. Avery stops, goes back out to the top. 3-point shot on the way, blocked away. Nicely done by Sutton. Here come the red team. Here's a drive from the left side and a score and a foul call. Kadeja Moore, the Ball State product to be, going coast to coast. And for the first time tonight, the red team has got the lead. And it comes at the 12:08 mark.
And you see that often. You get Alexander with a shot blocked on one end, and then she comes down out of frustration and fouls and gives up the end one opportunity on the other end.
And the southpaw converts the old-fashioned three-point play. And it's now a 16-14 lead for the red team.
Yeah, 7-0 run right now currently.
Paige Avery, a 5'7" senior who prepped at Mishawaka High. Dribbles over here to the left side where she hands it off now here to Alexander. Alexander had her shot blocked inside. Coach, one thing about it is very, very apparent is that the athleticism of the red team is really making a difference, especially if they get beat off that dribble drive.
Yeah, Gray's been able to attack the basket, but once they get there, they can't finish because of the help or the quick recovery on the red team.
To inbound the basketball now here, 5-second violation. Great team. Somebody fell asleep at the switch down there. And once again, the great defense by the red team.
And All-Star games, you don't have many plays to call, and so Coach Fieldstra can say 5, but that's a different play for every player out there from their old high school, and so you just got to be active if you want to get the ball in bounds, set screens.
Talani Reese goes left side down to Kadeja Moore. She launches the triple. It caroms into the hands of Sutton. And she traveled with the basketball. It'll be great team basketball. They're a 2-point trailer, 16-14, 11:43 to go here in this first half of play.
Yeah, that's just the first turnover for the red team, 6 for the gray.
From right to left, here come the gray team. Aaron Gazuki. And another turnover on the gray team.
Make it 7.
and again, I credit that. It's just an all-star game turnover there. She's expecting her teammate to pop. Her teammate dove back door. And, that's going to happen. As the game goes on, they'll get a little more used to playing with each other.
From left to right now, here's Taloni Reese. Goes right side here. Now to Moore. Moore across court to Dow. Foul line extended lock to Gushrowski. And she knocks down the shot. 18-14. 9-0 run, right, Matthew?
Yes, sir.
And here is
turnover.
Once again on the double down and a turnover. Here comes the red team on the breakout. And a foul whistled on the red team. Looks like Nashe Sutton going to be guilty of the infraction. And one thing about it, the red team bringing some serious heat and energy here to the game.
Yeah, that's Sutton's second foul, the team's sixth foul. But, they're certainly the more aggressive. I think Alexander with a little shoulder on that last drive. You start to see who's here to compete and who's here just to have fun. And so they'll kind of separate themselves here as we keep going.
Jess Alexander bounce pass to the right side now to Gazicki. Gazicki back out here, foul line extended right now to Parmalee. Goes inside to the low post. There's a shot deflected around and finally put up, and no! And the rebound ripped out of there by Moore.
Two good looks for Gazicki.
Up court quickly on the breakout. A drive, a shot, and a score. Gushrowski off the great assist. It's now 20-14.
Able to finish with the layup, run over the cameraman all at the same time. That's a nice athletic play by Gushrowski.
Here's the drive by Parmalee. And back out here to the right elbow, now to Avery. Back to the right side, and Parmalee knocks down the jump shot. She's going to be going to Grand Valley State.
It's a nice little jumper. Gray, much needed jump shot there by Gray, as they hadn't scored in a while.
They hadn't scored since the 13:38 mark.
There's air ball by Campbell. You don't see that often.
From right to left, here comes the Gray team. And a steal from behind. And a drive and a shot by Reese. And she was able to get the kind roll. 22-16 as Talani Reese, the soon-to-be Evansville Purple Ace.
And we should point out that the girls' season ended well before the guys' season, so these guys haven't played in a while either.
With the basketball on the drive down the lane. Shot rimming. No. On the offering by Parmalee. Parmalee tracks it down into the corner now. Back to Parmalee. Parmalee jump shot off the rim. No good. Rebound tracked down on the far side by Nashe Sutton. Sutton up the right side now here to Moore. Moore on the drive across the lane. Running left-hander. Will go. 24-16. Great team going to take a timeout. Much needed one for Larry Fieldstra, the graduate of Elkhart Memorial and Bethel College. And at one point in time, it was a 5-point lead for the Gray team. But now it's turned around. It's an 8-point advantage at the 9:30 mark. Try McDonald's new Bacon Clubhouse Burger or Chicken. McDonald's sandwich with creamy white cheddar on a soft artisan roll. They're savory, not stuffy. Limited time only. Participation may vary.
Start your day deliciously with McDonald's Breakfast Dollar Menu featuring the sausage biscuit, sausage McMuffin, sausage burrito, small freshly brewed McCafe coffee, golden hash browns, and more. Just $1 per delicious at McDonald's. I'm loving it. Prices and participation may vary.
Coach, your thoughts on the timeout taken by Coach Fieldstra?
Much needed timeout there as the team looking tired. They've been giving up a lot of points. There's traditionally not a lot of defense in all-star games to begin with, but as I was saying, the women's season ended earlier than the guys' season, especially for the teams that didn't advance far into the sectionals, and so you see conditioning really being a factor. These guys just haven't been in the gym, haven't been playing much.
Well, and that's the one thing is that March 8th was the last time that the girls played, so it's an they really haven't, unless they've been at open gym, haven't been doing it. And the boys' season just ended this past Saturday.
And there's a difference between playing an open gym and
right.
coming out here with all these people.
Right.
And you got college coaches and your peers. You want to play well, a little added pressure, and so I think what you see with the red team is that they don't care. They're just out here playing and attacking the basket. Gray's being a little more patient, trying to be more selective about who's shooting.
With the basketball on the right side now, it's Burr handing it off here to Avery back into the corner. Double team. Here's the ball nearly stolen away again. And that one went off. Boy, I tell you what a talent Moore is. She averaged 18 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 2 blocks.
11 seconds on the shot clock, so we'll see if they recognize that. Again, they're not used to playing with that.
With the basketball over the timeline now, it's the Gray teams. Kazicki. Jump pass inside it. It's stolen away. Up court quickly on the long ball is Moore. Through traffic. Lost the handle on it. Jump pass over to the left side now to Sutton. Had her shot packed away. And here comes the Gray team in transition. Up court quickly now. Here is Avery. She stops and pops from 3, and it's an air ball. and that will go out of bounds. It will be the red team basketball. The gray team just totally out of sync at this stage.
Yeah, it was first clean look for Paige Avery, and she was excited to finally get a clean look, and she hurried it, but she had a defender flying at her as the red team doesn't stop. Thomas going to the basket.
Doing a wonderful job and an acrobatic play there by number 14, Jenna Thomas, a 5'7" senior from Adams. 26-16 now in favor of the red team with the ball on the far wing now. Pazicki goes into the corner now. Pass inside, nearly stolen away again, but a track down by Burr. There's a play inside and a big foul inside. Morgan Olsen took it strong inside and got hammered, and she'll go to the line.
Yeah, I think Gray's struggling offensively, but that's just an effect of red really playing hard on the defensive end, which you don't see a lot in all-star games. But this red team's out here competing, and that's because Coach Jimbo Arnold down there will expect nothing but the best effort.
Yeah, for many years he was the Bethel defensive coordinator for Jody Martinez.
Hopefully Tony Natale's taking notes over there, and you get those Bethel men playing defense like this red team.
Morgan Olsen misses the free throw. She's a 76% free throw shooter. And at the 8:15 mark, she's hoping that she could close the gap, and she does now. It's 26-17 in favor of the red team, and they'll have the ball on that 1 or 2 free throw opportunity. And here's the ball into the hands of Sutton. Sutton goes inside of the low post, stolen by the gray team. Here comes Paige Avery over the right side now to Burr into the low post. Jump shot from just about 6 feet away, and a foul over the back whistled on Morgan Olsen of the gray team.
Good job running the floor by Olsen. A great find by Burr, and Olsen just couldn't finish the first one, and then out of frustration she goes over the back to pick up her first foul, team's fourth.
It was interesting in talking with Larry Fielstra and Jim Arnold before the game, and Larry Fielstra helped Jim Arnold make his starting lineup. They've only had a chance to spend a couple hours with the students, and they went to the McDonald's family room. And here's a drive down the right side of the lane by Sutton, left it short, rebound deflected out of bounds, and I believe it's going to go off the gray team's Caroline Burr.
And media timeout, and you can tell these young ladies are not used to that as they're all standing on the floor.
Timeout on the floor, 7:36 to go here in this first half. Great team trails the red team 26-17.
And McDonald's currently running their 2 for $3.33 steak and egg burrito special. You get 2 delicious steak and egg burritos for just $3.33. McDonald's limited time only. Prices of participation may vary. You can also wake up with steak at McDonald's. Get 2 delicious steak and egg burritos, $3.33. Fluffy egg, cheese, peppers, onions, and tender steak, all in a soft tortilla. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Matt, your impressions of the ebb and flow of the game thus far?
Well, what it is that you can tell, and I think Coach Gardner put it, that some of these girls really might not have played a lot of basketball over the past month or so, and you can tell that they're just starting to get their legs a little bit back now, and I think the fact that some of these, they probably haven't played together at all, so it's the timing that's everything that's starting to come about, but I think as the game goes on, I think you'll see a little bit more fluent play, but you expect that in an all-star game, where, teams don't see each other and they don't get an opportunity to practice. I don't think these teams I think yesterday was the first time that they had an opportunity to practice, so you have to learn each other's tendencies, and I think it's going to take a little while.
And defense is something defense is a mindset. You either play it or you don't.
Right.
Whether it's open gym, regular season, postseason, high school, college, elementary.
And you can see them talking a little bit more out here. Early on, it was just kind of like they're going down. I think that's one thing I think that they're doing during the timeouts is that the coaches are telling them to talk a little bit while they're out there.
The Mishawaka kids don't talk. They just want to beat each other up. They want to win. Now they got to combine forces to pull out a win here. Good kick, save, and a beauty by Jess Alexander.
That hasn't been made very many times as of late by the Blackhawks. Losers of 3 consecutive games for the first time this season. We can't go there. With a basketball from left to right, the red team. The ball into the hands of Lachey Sutton. Goes to the right side here to Gross. Gross on the hard dribble. Goes back out here to the top now. Jump shot by Sutton from 3 is an air ball, and it'll be Gray basketball.
Gray jumping into the 2-3 zone, again, something you don't normally see in all-star games, but Coach Fielstra, he's got that competitive spirit. He's not going to sit here and watch his girls get beat up, and so he thinks that gives him the best chance to win. He's going to
he told me before the ball game that he wanted to win the game.
Yeah, every coach does. They'll tell you. They might lie to you, but they do.
With the basketball now, here's Alexander on the drive. The southpaw couldn't get it to go. And it's ripped out of there by Sutton. Sutton from left to right over the timeline now. Jump pass over here to Moore. And that'd be a jump ball scenario.
Good defense there by Burr. She got 2 block shots, or she gets the tie up for the turnover, going the other way. So
the Gray team jumped out to a 4-0 lead, and that lead expanded to 12-7 at the 14-minute mark, roughly. And the next thing you know, the Red team explodes defensively, and that's where we're at right now with the Red team on the positive side of the scoreboard, 26-17. Here's a jump shot from 12 inside the lane, good for Burr.
Nice little spin move there by Burr.
I tell you what, Matt, you saw her play in the state championship game. She can play.
She can. She struggled a little bit offensively that night, but she's a talent. I think University of San Diego got a good one in her.
And Boer with part of that great team that, of course, led by former Bethel standout in her own right, Christy Koneski-Ulrich. Lost to Damon Bailey. And Bedford North Lawrence, they finished 25-2. Here's a drive from the left side. Kick out into the corner. 3-pointer on the way. Good. Jess Alexander. That's her 13th 3 of the season, and that helps the Gray cause significantly, making it a 26-22 ball game. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt Copsey. Is that our first triple of the night coming at the 6:05 mark?
First one of the night.
Back-to-back turnovers in the Red team, so you see this suffocating zone defense, and I say that sarcastically because all they've done is drop back into a lazy 2-3 zone defense, but Red hasn't handled it well. They've thrown it away the last 2 times.
Well, one thing about it, you didn't work on putting any zone offensive packages together. Make no mistake about that.
And you can tell early on in this game that Jess Alexander's here to play. There's another 3 for Alexander from the baseline, and she's here to compete. She's not going out of here without leaving everything on the floor tonight.
26-25, back-to-back triples now. Here's a 3-point shot here from the near side by Gross. No good. She had 7 on the season. Here's a pass inside the board. She drives, shoots, missed the shot. Rebound from the right block.
Jess Alexander.
By Alexander again.
8 straight.
Just like that, it's now a 27-26 ball game. Matt?
Yeah, 14 points to start your day deliciously with McDonald's breakfast dollar menu featuring the sausage biscuit, sausage McMuffin, sausage burrito, small freshly brewed McCafe coffee, golden hash browns, and more. Just $1 per delicious item at McDonald's. I'm loving it. Prices and participation may vary.
I didn't get a chance to see the Penn girls play this year, Paul, but just in the 15 minutes that we've seen from Jess Alexander and Caroline Burr, it's easy to see why they made it to the state championship.
Well, the thing is Jess Alexander is kind of like the spark plug. She's the one that kind of keeps them going, and Caroline Burr, she's got her sister Cameron, who's a sophomore, who's going to be back next year. The two of them kind of are the inside, and then unfortunately, you had Lauren Ellenberger, another guard out there as well.
Ashley Campbell is back in the ballgame for the Red team. She throws it here at baseline, and there's Gross for the easy goal.
Coaches hate that. When we drop something we think we're really smart, run a half-court trap, and they throw right over it for a layup, and we just shake our head and say, yeah, we cost ourselves on that one. Nice spin move.
28-27.
Alexander with a great spin move.
Make it a 29-28 Gray team. A little seesaw action back and forth. Red team with the basketball right baseline. Goshrowski, little top pass inside. Ball's deflected off of Olsen's hands. Back out here to Campbell. Campbell around the back dribble. Here at the top goes now to Reese. Reese goes inside to the free throw line. Left side now to Campbell. Left baseline. He'll go over there to Gross. Gross on the drive. Cut off. Comes back out here to Campbell. Wide open 16-footer. Good. And it's now
it should be 30
to 29.
29, I think.
Yes.
Jim Rome, I've never seen him so slow on the scoreboard.
I think he was waiting to see if the basket was good or not, if they counted it.
You're too kind on him. With the basketball. Parmley goes to the right side now to Alexander into the corner now. Parmley goes inside of the low post. Here's a strong post move inside. That time by Alsasser. Rebound put up no good. Ball's deflected off Alsasser into the hands of the red jersey. And the Red Bull move as Haley Collins goes over here right side. Now here to Reese. Reese is running one-hander, no good. Rebound comes out long now. Campbell will load up the 19-footer, no good. Rebound. Karam's out long now to Burr. And the ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll be Gray basketball.
Oh, they missed that one. That one went off Burr's fingertips, I think, going the other way. if Gray goes on to lose this, we'll remind Coach Fields during the postgame show that Red struggled 3 possessions in a row. He went run and jump at half court and turned things around for the Red team. So.
Here's Alexander with the ball at the free throw line, goes to the right side, tracked down on the far side wing. With the ball out here, jump shot on the wing, no good. And with 3:36 to go here in the first half of play, it will be the Red team basketball.
I'll contribute that one to just legs. Taylor Parmley looks gassed out there, and she had to hustle after the loose ball, came to a jump stop, and didn't hit anything. And again, if you watch these girls play, you don't see air balls like that in a regular season from some of these girls. And so
Ashley Campbell will walk it up, the state champion from Oregon Davis here at the top. Drives down the right side of the lane, running one-hander, and she scores. 32-29, Red team by 3 now.
A little hop, skip, and a jump there for Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell's got 6. I saw her do a lot of that in the state championship game, just take the ball to the hoop.
There's Fieldstra, pass out here to the top now to Gzicki. Back out here on the right wing. 3-point shot on the way, good.
Toe on the line.
Taylor Fieldstra knocking down her 16th triple of the year. Tying up the ball game now.
She was on toe on the line. They're going to give her 2 for that one.
So it's 32-31. 2:56 to go. There's a pass inside of the low post now. The Red team powering inside, courtesy of Kelsey Goshrowski, the LaPorte product.
And that's a mismatch there with Goshrowski just posting up Taylor Fieldstra down there in the low block.
Here at the top now. Into the deep right corner. Here is Fieldstra losing a handle on it. And a foul whistle on the Gray team. I believe they're going to whistle that one on Aaron Gzicki.
Gzicki's first, team's 5th. I'd like to see Paige Avery get another shot off. She airballed that first 3-pointer, and one of these coaches needs to tell her, hey, it's an all-star game that happens. Shoot with confidence, get out here and enjoy the experience. She seems to be playing a little timid for the Gray team.
Reese with the basketball here at the top. Looks, bounce pass to the low post right now to Gross. Gross shoots over a tandem inside defensively. Rebound pops out here, and it goes off the Gray team. Out of bounds. I believe it went off the shin that time of Taylor Parmley. And it'll be Red team basketball.
Matt, you might be able to confirm this. Nikki Gross, I'm assuming her dad is
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes.
Watched Jeff play when I was growing up. He went on to play at Northwestern, had a great career.
Here's a drive across the lane. That time by Collings. Shot no good in the
and her brother Lucas played on the state runner-up team with Nick Moore.
16 fouls.
So the Red team to inbound the basketball to the right of the lane with 2:12 to go. Out here on the perimeter now, Gross. She drives inside the lane, and the leader goes. 36-31 now in favor of the Red team.
Again, we've seen it all day. Red just attacking the basket more with more confidence.
And Collings doing a great job inside defensively, knocking that ball away. The Oregon Davis gals, they come to play.
We're seeing a trend here, right? The Penn girls, the Oregon Davis gals, and both of them played for a state championship. And not surprisingly, the game's starting to slip away, 5 points in a row. And so Coach Fieldstra putting Jess Alexander back in.
So to inbound the basketball to the right of the lane now will be Fieldstra for the Gray team. Oh my! She
missed Alexander
wide open underneath. The question is, does she recognize faces or do you recognize jerseys? Here's a jump shot from 3 by Fieldstra. No good. A rebound put up and in. Nice job that time by Caroline Moore, the 6'1 senior from Penn. 36-33 with 1:38 to go. Back the other way, 3-ball. Gross. Rights the lamp. 39-33, 1:30 to go.
And you knew Alexander was going to the basket. That's a tough foul there for Ashley Campbell. She just couldn't get out of the way fast enough. I believe that's going to be Ashley's 3rd foul. Great job by Jess. Oh, 2nd foul on Ashley, I'm sorry. Great job by Jess, again attacking the basket, getting herself to the foul line.
So going to the line with Jess Alexander, 5'9 senior. Her next stop on her basketball journey is going to be at Saginaw Valley State. And the right-hander's free throw is picture perfect. Shot 67% this season, averaged 3 assists, 2 steals, 5 rebounds, and right around 10 points per game, or just a smidge under. Second free throw, good again.
18 points now for Alexander.
It's not a bad first half for somebody who's coming off the bench. You have more than half your team's points.
39-35, the McDonald's Red team here. The 3rd annual McDonald's Michiana High School All-Star Basketball Game. presented by McDonald's here today on Regional Radio Sports. Here's the ball on the right wing now. Gross goes inside to the low post. Oh, Campbell with a little hesitation. Moves, kicks back out to Gross. Gross thinks, lobs it inside, and a traveling call whistled that time on Haley Collins.
It's a real nice post entry pass by Gross, though, and a good slip with the screen by Collins. Just couldn't get her feet with all the traffic in there.
Jenna Thomas, a South Bend Adams product, checks in for Ashley Campbell now.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the next time Jenna touches the ball, she's going to attack the basket. She's done that all night.
Here's Paige Avery with the basketball, going right elbow now to Boer. Back to Avery. Avery on the drive, stops, goes back door here. Strong, powerful move inside.
Double dribble.
And Jess Alexander guilty of the turnover.
It's another one of those, though. The screen, the defender switched, and so the screener was actually wide open, but Paige did see that, and that just comes from not playing together. Missing some layup opportunities here for the gray team.
Here's Reese at the top of the circle now. Looks for some help, fakes the pass, now goes inside of the low post. Good job on the double down, and the ball is taken away here by Boer as a wrestling match with Collings. And it will be Red basketball. Red leads at 39-35. Biggest lead, I believe, was 10 for the red team. Biggest lead for the gray was 5. Ball here at the top of the ring now. Thomas, 7 on the shot clock. Spins inside the lane and a whistle. And a foul is called on the gray team.
Yeah, Paige Avery's going to pick up her second, team 7th.
And once again, you don't need to know any secret handshakes to enjoy McDonald's new Bacon Clubhouse Burger or chicken sandwich. Both are topped with thick-cut Applewood smoked bacon, creamy white cheddar, Big Mac sauce, and caramelized grilled onions on a soft, warm artisan roll. Limited time only at participating McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Big Mac sauce, a special sauce. Second free throw's good. 39-35, is that correct?
Should be 40.
Should be 40. Okay, Jim Rome's killing us today. He's in the off-season mode, too. Another block shot there by Gross for the red team.
Here comes the red 2-on-2. Goshrowski, top of the circle now to Gross. Gross looking, wrap around to Reese on the right wing now. Waits for a cutter. She'll take her off the dribble drive. Nice job defensively. That time by Fielstra to cut off the drive. Here's the great team, and that is it. 20 minutes are in the books here from Bethel College. Our score 40-35. 40-35 in favor of the red team. We're going to take a quick timeout. Come back live with more of our coverage of the 3rd annual McDonald's Michiana High School All-Star Basketball Game right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The entire world watched. They watched each step down the rungs of that small ladder, one after another, and waited with great anticipation for that last step.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
At that moment, humanity saw the impossible become the possible, and today the sky is not the limit. Achievement. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never tried are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Halftime. Game number 1 of the Twin Bill. The 3rd annual McDonald's Michiana High School All-Star Basketball Game. We welcome you to the latest renewal of this area's only high school basketball All-Star Game. I'm Paul Condry along with the coach, Mark Gardner. And here he is, Matt Copsey, big part of our staff, is going to tell you about our scoring in the first half. It was an interesting first half. It seemed like the red team had its act together early on, Matt. Jumped out to a 5-point lead. Their biggest lead was 12-5. And after that, somehow, some way, defensively, the gray team just couldn't make the adjustments as that red team defense really took control of the basketball game.
Yeah, great team with 11 turnovers in the first half, 6 for the red team. You're going to see a real balance in the scoring for the red team. All 8 players that played score. Ashley Campbell, 6 points. Haley Collins, 2 points. Jenna Thomas with 4. Kelsey Gajrowski had 6. Kajaya Moore had 7 points. Nashe Sutton with 2. Nikki Gross with 7. And Taloni Reese with 6. For the gray team, Caroline Bull with 6. Jess Alexander with 18. 4 points for Morgan Olson. 2 points for Taylor Fielstra. And 5 points for Taylor Parmalee. So you can tell right now that the Penn tandem is combined for 24 of the 35 points here in the first half. The red team was 18 of 39 from the field for 46%, 1 out of 7 from three-point range for 14%, 3 out of 5 from the free throw line for 60%. 19 rebounds for the red team. They had 4 assists, 5 turnovers, 3 block shots, and 4 steals. The gray team was 12 out of 33 from the field for 36%, 3 out of 9 from three-point range, and 8 out of 10 from the free throw line. 20 rebounds, 5 each for Olson and Boer. They had 3 assists, 10 turnovers, 2 block shots, and 1 steal. So pretty much, Paul, it's been the Penn story for the gray team in the first half as Alexander and Boer combined for 24 of the 34 points. And start your day off deliciously with a sausage burrito, sausage McMuffin, small freshly brewed McCafe coffee, and more on the breakfast dollar menu at McDonald's. I'm loving it. Prices and participation may vary.
And once again, don't forget to try McDonald's new Bacon Clubhouse Burger or chicken sandwich with creamy white cheddar on a soft artisan roll. They're savory, not stuffy. Limited time only. Participation may vary. And once again, we're glad that you can hop along here today on Regional Radio Sports. I'm Paul Condry along with the coach. And we're glad that you can join us here for our broadcast. And joining us here on the broadcast, Matt Copsey, you got to step in here. You walk right by here. Come on in here, sit down. You helped organize this dadgum thing. Ryan Lightfoot's going to spend some moments here. Hey, you helped organize this thing with your dad. This thing is really coming to fruition. What a neat gig, huh?
This is a really neat thing. It's neat for the community. It's neat for Bethel College. It's neat for these guys to be a part of. These guys and girls to be a part of.
Give us an idea on some of the stuff that went on behind the scenes, Ryan, in putting this All-Star game together.
Well, I think one of the biggest things is to have a great event, you have to have great players. So you go out there and you got to find the people that make this event happen. And luckily we've been blessed with our area to have an extremely great pool of guys to choose from. And it's hard leaving some guys out, but then again, the guys are here. It's time to get honored, and what a great event for them.
Well, one thing about it is it's very, very clear is that the guys team has got a couple guys that you're very, very excited about. I'm hoping you can talk about them here today.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Gage out, who's going to be a pilot. We're pretty excited about him. He's got a bright future for him. LaPorte made a strong run towards the end there, winning the sectional. I just think, Gage has his best days are ahead of him. He's a big physical post presence, and we graduate some bigs. I think Gage is going to step in and play for us right away. He's got to get stronger, just like every other freshman have to, but he's got to get stronger.
Yeah, I had a chance to see Gage play in the regional game against Lake Central. He got himself in a little bit of foul trouble, but he really did a good job against Tyler Weidman. Really contained him and kept him out of the ball game until he got into foul trouble early on. So he's somebody that's going to be real, I think, good for you on the defensive end, and somebody that's going to be able to battle on the inside as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to do a great job for us, and we're excited about him. We're really excited about him coming in.
There's a couple of males, so we're going to do some recruiting for you today, okay?
Yeah, we'll take that too. But, not to mention, we'll mention Will Stevie with Northwood product, and he got in the habit of winning too. So, we got another guy who's coming in here that likes to win. His best days are ahead. Really athletic. He comes from Northwood, and we just think that he's going to be a strong player for us.
I think you kind of like that Northwood connection, don't you?
Yeah, we like to keep those going.
Well, you saw him in the Penn game, how he really dominated early on and did a good job of keeping him in the ball game while the other guys were in foul trouble as well.
Absolutely. His development over the last 3 or 4 years has just been huge. Coach Wolf has done a great job working him and just developing his talent. He's done a great job with the Northwood guys and just making them college players.
One of the guys who's helped put it all together here, Ryan Lightfoot. We talked to his father, Mike. Robbie's been a big part of this once again. Ryan, thanks for stopping by.
All right, thank you.
Once again, the 3rd annual McDonald's Michiana High School All-Star Basketball Game. Always great to have some time with number 5 here today at the broadcast location. We're going to, once again, have our next special guest hop in here and join us. I know he's glad to be able to put on the headset before he has to go to, he's got to do that tough work here momentarily. Tell you what, folks, these guys study for hours upon hours upon hours. I can guarantee you, studying film, breaking down stats, they probably spent a whole week trying to work on this game. And then maybe they just showed up at the gym. Bob, which was it?
In all honesty, we got together last night for about a half hour of going up and down the floor. We don't have our pregame warm-up drill in yet. We'll do that right before we come out. So it's basically the latter, I guess, is the best explanation. But we come here, the kids are here, and excited about this game.
Well, you've been a part of this since the beginning, and I know that how neat is it to be able to be here and be called upon once again to represent all the great coaches that have coached here in our geographical area.
Well, I tell you, it's a real honor. I really appreciate with Coach Lightfoot, Dave Sparks from McDonald's, just some outstanding people that have really got this going, and the crowds in the first 2 years have just been exceptional, so it's great to be a part of it, and I anticipate the same type of crowd here this evening.
Well, give us an idea, a sneak preview of what you like about your basketball team. I know that one of them especially you had a chance to see play several times. Your son's coaching, Devin Kennedy. He's a pretty good player. I've seen a lot of these guys play. There is a lot of talent out there, Bob.
Well, I tell you, one thing we look at, I didn't really realize till this afternoon when I'm trying to get a substitution rotation pattern, we have most of the juniors are on the gray team. Most of the, I think except for one, is the red team coached by Tom Hess is a senior-dominated club, but we've got some pretty good ball players there. Yeah, I saw Devin a number of times this year, and he's an outstanding shooter, and it's just kind of fun to see him in a game, an all-star game like this. And also I see right above that is a guy named Berger, and anybody with the last name of Berger, he's got the green light. He can shoot anytime he wants to.
Well, one thing about it is when we're talking McDonald's, we're talking about burgers, and that's a good, Paul. That's a great segue. But realistically, one thing is going to be really interesting to see in this game is going to be Jameer Washington on your team. We saw him play. He is maybe the hardest guy to match up because of his physical. The lower half of his body is so wide, and he is very, very athletic. He must lead the world in offensive rebounds.
I tell you, he uses that. He's about 6'4" and 240. In the games I saw him play this year, he just used his weight and his hips and lower body, as you said, Paul, really to his advantage. And it's a tough matchup. I can remember over 50 years ago when I played, and I was 6'3", 6'4", but I would rather have played against someone 3-4 inches taller than I was and trying to play against somebody that outweighed me by 40 or 50 pounds. And Jameer Washington is that big guy that I would have hated to play against him, and I think a lot of the opponents really found him to be a real struggle to go after because of his the way he uses his body, his big body so well.
Give us an idea what it's going to like looking down the bench and seeing Tom Hess and Jim Powers down there.
Well, I'll tell you, it's just Tom Hess coached against him a number of times, and I am upset at Coach Lightfoot for one thing. Coach Hess gets a Hall of Fame coach is his assistant.
Then why doesn't Lightfoot join you? He's a Hall of Famer.
Well, I never thought of that. See, I'm a little slow sometimes. I don't pick up on some of those good ideas. But I tell you, Jim Powers spoke to both teams last night, did just a wonderful job, and he went through a little bit of the Wooden era, how he played for John Wooden, kept contact with him for the rest of their lives, handed out to the kids the pyramid of success to each one of the kids. It was kind of unique and something I really thought. When John Wooden died, he had an apartment that was just filled with everything. Just any award he got, he'd have a Medal of Honor just laying on the chair somewhere. Well, all of a sudden, Jim is out there. Jim Powers is out there. He spots this box of the Pyramid of Life, and he sees that, and he sees the family. Well, can I have some of these? He says, hey, you can have them all. The family gave them all. Well, he handed out, not the copies, the originals from John Wooden's Pyramid of Success.
Wow.
We handed them right out. Those kids have those that, hey, if nothing else, they sat in a box in John Wooden's apartment for years and years. So it's really something special, and I think he talked about John Wooden at length last night. And I'll tell you something, I'm very impressed with the kids on both these teams. They knew who John Wooden was. Sometimes, time kind of forgets some of those great legends, but they knew who he was talking about.
Coach, have some fun tonight, will you?
Hey, thank you very much. Always good to talk to you.
All right, we'll be back with more right after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Okay. How you doing, big man?
This is the real thing now. You've never done anything so hard in your life. You don't understand how you can finish. It takes inner strength and desire to become a Marine. When I finished, I was like, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admired so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can't. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Glad that Coach Bob Berger can spend some time with us, kind of give us a sneak preview of what's going on with the men's game coming up. And we want to remind you that right now, watch out for the 2013 inventory blowouts going on at the Gates Toyota Scion at 640 West Ireland Road. The snow is finally over. Temps should be hitting 65 today. We're celebrating by blowing out a remaining inventory of 2013 stuff. Check out some of the stuff going on at Gates Toyota, including they have about 8 of them left. 2013 Toyota Priuses, 2013 Toyota Camrys. They only got 3 left, though. Over at the Gates Toyota, they've got only 4 Avalons left. The 2013 Toyota Avalon XLE Touring, and only 2 left of the 2013 Toyota Land Cruisers. Check them out over at Gates Toyota and Scion. One of our longtime sponsors here at Regional Radio Sports is the Gates Automotive Group. Thanks for joining us here. I'm Paul Condry, along with Matt Copsey and the coach Mark Gardner. Matt?
We have all the confusion of the jerseys settled. I got all the confirmations now. Nashe Sutton of Benton Harbor is wearing number 14. Jenna Thomas of South Bend Adams is wearing 31. And Taloni Reese of Adams is wearing 25. So I got that all cleared up at halftime.
So for the entire first half, for the Jenna Thomas fans out there, that was Miss Sutton who was attacking the basket every time she touched the ball. And
so Jenna Thomas's jersey number
31.
31 now.
Yeah,
well, she was the first half, so we've had that wrong the entire first half football. But
and
Sutton and
the
Thomas.
question I have is, how did this happen?
We're going to talk to. Do I call her out by name or just say the Bethel SID person?
Actually, if you look in the program, it's right. The program has the right numbers.
The one that was printed here, the ones that were emailed out.
The original rosters we have, apparently some changes were made. So.
All right.
So Sutton is going to be wearing jersey number 14, is what you're telling me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll try not to mess it up. Once again, the stuff that was sent to us, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we had to deal with. So our apologies in advance. Great team moving from left to right. Red team from right to left. Thanks for joining us here. The red team has on the floor, I can tell you right now, is Kadeja Moore's out there. Also, in addition to that, it will be Jenna Thomas. She's on the floor. From left to right, here comes the gray team. Fielstra goes into the right corner now here to Boer. Back here, the Fielstra goes inside to the low post. Strong move inside by Elsasser, no good.
It's a real strong
the red
move.
team.
Real strong post move there. Couldn't get it to fall. That's a good move by Elsasser.
Here's a drive, spinning little baseline. Thomas throws it over here to the right block, and Gushrowski missed a bunny inside. Here comes Alexander over the timeline. A jump pass out here to the right side now to Boer. Shot no good. Rebound comes out to her again. She'll drive. She'll shoot, and she got hammered going down the left side of the lane.
Foul's going to be on Gushrowski.
That's her first, team first of the second half.
And to the line will be Caroline Boer, product of Penn High School. Next stop is the University of San Diego, and I was in San Diego in August, and it was beautiful. And I could see why anybody would want to live there.
Have not made it out that way, but my parents have, and they've said the same thing.
I was embedded with the Marines there for a week, and my, oh my, was it gorgeous. And Boer with another free throw, and misses the second one as well. And then there, once again, getting her hand in the cookie jar was Jess Alexander. Matt, I know you saw Penn. Jess Alexander, I just like her competitiveness.
Oh yeah, like I said, she's kind of like the spark plug for them. She's not afraid to take the ball to the basket in the state championship game. She's trying to do all she could to try to get them back in the ball game.
Air ball by Sutton, and head the other way.
Good to see some of our media guys here at the ballpark today. Stevie Croft of the Elkhart Troop, great guy from the Goshen News over there. Neat to see some of those guys hanging out and doing some buckets here. And from left to right now, here comes the gray team. Paige Avery over the timeline. I got that one right.
You got Avery, Burr, Elsasser, Alexander, and Fielstra right now for the gray team.
There's a jump shot from the right side. Ball deflected nicely out of Alexander's hands. And
off Gushrowski last.
So to inbound the basketball to the right of the lane now will be Alexander right in front of Coach Fielstra.
About sat on Coach's lap right there on the inbounds.
Over here to Avery. Avery at the guarded by Campbell, goes to the foul line, extended right pass now here to, and losing the handle on it at the time was Alexander. Now she'll drive baseline, and that's going to be an offensive foul call. Campbell for the second time tonight taking a charge.
Real impressed with Ashley Campbell stepping in to take those charges. Getting some applause from the boys players there for the McDonald's game. But that was created by great defense by Thomas, putting a lot of pressure on Alexander, forced him to go baseline, and she was so focused on the defense on her hip, she didn't see Campbell stepping in to take that charge.
Campbell here at the top goes now on the baseline side, right side.
Sutton with the missed shot there.
From left to right now, here comes the gray team. Paige Avery goes right side now to Alexander. Alexander comes around to the top. An illegal screen set up that time by Caitlin Elsasser. You don't see that very many times.
No, well, you see it all the time. You don't see it called very often. I feel like as a coach these days, any screen set at any level is a moving screen anymore. But
yeah, 12 turnovers for the gray, 8 for the red.
Okay.
Campbell going right side now to Moore. Moore with a pull-up baseline shot. Karam's off the iron. And it comes out here on the perimeter now here to Sutton. Sutton with a drive down the right side. Throws up an off-balance shot. No good. Deflected into the hands of Fielstra. Fielstra over the timeline now. Goes deep right corner. Inside of the low post now. Elsasser shot no good. A rebound Left side, Boer missed a shot inside. Oh, missed a bunny. You just can't afford to miss those, Coach.
No, that's good posting by Alsasser. A few possessions ago. Good offensive rebound there by Burr and missing the putback. So you're down by 5, and you've missed 2 bunnies here in the first half. Or in the first part of the second half. You've got to knock those down if you're going to come back.
Here's a drive. Oh, big collision inside that time as Jenna Thomas with the hard foul that time.
Alexander attacking the basket, taking a beating, and getting up. That's 3 fouls now on Thomas.
We have not had any points scored here in the second half.
No.
We're 3 minutes in. To inbound the basketball into the left corner. Here's Paige Avery going deep left corner now to Fielstra. Fielstra back out to Avery. Lob inside, deflected around, and a foul whistle that time, of pushing it back on Kelsey Goshrowski, the LaPorte product.
Going to be Kelsey's second foul.
And these officials, you know, traditionally they allow them to get up and down the floor, but they're calling it as if it meant something. I like that. Here's a pass inside now here to Boer. Back onto the corner now to Avery. She drives baseline. She lost the handle on it. And she threw it back in, but it went off Sutton.
Good hustle there by Avery after losing the handle to save that and get it back for the gray team.
And to inbound the basketball to the left of the lane will be Taylor Fielstra. Fielstra looking for some help. Goes now here on the far wing now to Avery. Avery will dribble all the way to the top. Hedges off a screen. Now drives, running one-hander from the right side. Good. Paige Avery. I believe that's her first 2 points of the ballgame. Correct me if I'm wrong, Matthew.
First basket of the game. First points of the second half as there's another
Good
turnover.
Steal. Good bounce pass.
Court quickly. Here's the dribble drive. A shot left woefully short that time by Alexander, but the rebound to Boer. Boer is hammered inside that time by Moore. Boer and Moore mixing it up inside, or do you say Moore and Boer?
Paige Avery's at only her second shot attempt though, Matt, right?
Yes.
She had the air ball three-pointer, and then that's a real good drive by her and a great finish.
We saw Avery and also Caitlin Alsasser here on some recruiting visits for the Bethel women's team. Free throw on the way, good for Caroline, making it a 40-38 ballgame. One more opportunity for the former Penn standout. Free throw off the rim, no good. A rebound ripped out of there nicely by Kadeja Moore of Elkhart Memorial. Over to the left side now here to Thomas. Back here to Moore. Moore drives down the lane. Blocked away nicely that time by Alsasser. Here's a pass. Alsasser missed the shot. Boer over on the right block. Kick back out here. There's a drive down the lane, and
guess who?
Campbell takes her third charge of the game. I just don't think, Jess Alexander's playing out of control a little bit, but I don't think anybody in their right mind thought anybody would come in here and take 3 charges in a game.
No, in a regular season game, I think you get frustrated with Alexander for that one, but in an all-star game, you just assume people are going to let you get to the basket. Postseason's over, their careers are over other than this game, and so you assume they're just wanting to play offense, but Ashley Campbell's here to play full game defense.
Here is Campbell, left side on the pass, now here to Thomas. Back out to the point now to Sutton. Sutton running one-hander from the right side of the lane, no good. Ripped out of there nicely by Morgan Olson, who just checked in. Here comes the gray team. Over the timeline now, Boer. Free throw line spins. Jump shot 14, good. And guess what? We're tied 40-40.
It's a nice
15:31 to go.
Nice little turnaround jumper there by Boer.
Red team is yet to score in the half. Here's Moore loading up the three-point shot from the near wing. No good. Rebound Boer of the McDonald's gray team. Over the timeline now here. Running one-hander from the right block. Left it short. Rebound ripped out of there once again by Kadeja Moore. Moore will push the ball up over the timeline now. Running one-hander. Missed it. Rebound deflected into the hands that time of Taylor Fielstra of the gray team. Fielstra across the timeline from left to right. Goes under the right side now here to Boer. Back out here to Fielstra. She thinks about it, goes to the far wing now. Parmley driving, shooting, left it short. Rebound, and a ball's deflected off of the gray team. It'll be a red basketball.
I don't know if your microphone picked up Coach Fielstra, but when Caitlin passed on that jumper, or when Taylor passed on that three-pointer, he said, "Oh my gosh," and he's just giving her the look like, you were wide open, you're in an all-star game, shoot the ball.
And checking back into the ball game now for the gray team. Now we got a timeout here.
Media timeout.
All right, once again, you don't need to know any secret handshakes to enjoy McDonald's new Bacon Clubhouse burger or chicken sandwich. Both are topped with thick-cut Applewood smoked bacon, creamy white cheddar, baked Big Mac sauce, and caramelized grilled onions on a soft, warm artisan roll. Limited time only at participating McDonald's. I'm loving it. And reminding you about the sale going on at Gates right now. They have the 2013 inventory blowout sale. Check it out at www.gatestoyota.com. They have videos of all the cars that you can check out.
McDonald's 2 for $3.33 steak and egg burrito. Wake with steak at McDonald's. Get 2 delicious steak and egg burritos for just $3.33. Fluffy egg, cheese, peppers, onions, and tender steak, all in a soft tortilla. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Limited time only.
Red team has made some substitutions coming into the ball game now for McDonald's. Red will be Haley Collins will be in the ball game along with Nikki Gross. In addition to that, they'll have Nashe Sutton. Also joining them will be Taloni Reese and finally Jenna Thomas. Gray team will come back and counter with Morgan Olson, Taylor Parmley. Also, Paige Avery is on the floor to join Jess Alexander and Aaron Gozicki. There you have our lineups here at the 14.5-minute mark. Here's Reese, tied up on the far side, and a foul on the far sideline.
And I said I wouldn't complain about officiating, but that's a ticky-tack foul for a game like this. Parmley picking up her third foul.
Her third. Jess Alexander with 3 as well. 5 on the gray team.
Only 3 players on the bench for the gray team, so you got to be careful.
Looks like the Mishawaka Band's going to join us for the second game.
You know how much you enjoy those drum lines and those pep bands with the post-game show, Paul?
Yeah. Here's Reese. Jump shot, no good. Rebound, Paige Avery. Avery over the timeline now. On the right side now to Alexander. Alexander backing out of harm's way. Bounce passes here now to Paige Avery. Avery one-on-one with Reese. They've met many times during their times in the Northern Indiana Conference. There's a pass inside to the low post. Here's a strong, powerful goal inside for Morgan Olson. And the gray team is back in front 42-40. Once again, the red team is yet to score in the second half.
That's the first lead for Gray in a long time, but 6 minutes of not scoring will do that for you, the red team.
The last time they led was at the 5:05 mark of the first half. From left to right now, here comes Jess Alexander with a crossover. Pull up 14-footer left it woefully short. Then the rebound goes off the gray team. I believe that went off of, I think it would look like it was Morgan Olson it touched.
Coach Fieldstra questioned the call. He thought Red hit that last.
Here's Reese with the basketball now. Looks, goes right side now to Sutton. Sutton lobs it inside to the low post now to Gross. Gross turns and squares. She'll load up the 16-footer from the right baseline area. No good. Rebound comes out here and there's a shot deflected and tipped around, and Gross, strong move back up, couldn't get it go. And there's a foul inside. Finally, whistle that one against Jenna, as Jenna Thomas powered it back up after 3 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, Thomas and Gross going for the offensive boards there, and so Thomas will end up head to the foul line. It's going to be 3 fouls now on Morgan Olson to join Parmley and Alexander with 3 fouls each.
And the free throw no good.
Yeah, Paul, we saw in the first half, red team just attacking the basket, and they're not doing that this half. Just staying a little bit more patient on offense. Want to get 2 delicious steak and egg burritos for just $3.33. Stop by McDonald's, limited time only, a la carte only. Prices and participation may vary. Price of a single item is posted on the menu board.
From left to right, here comes the gray team now. Alexander goes right side now here to Avery. Avery runner across the lane, blocked away by Gross. Now here's a shot just outside the lane, high block, left side. Morgan Olson knocks down the jump shot. Now it's 44-40 here at the 12:38 mark. Once again, the red team is still yet to score, and they finally do so. Inside, I believe that was Jenna Thomas.
No, that was
Sutton up in the screen, yep.
Nashe Sutton. She got 6.
12:24 to go. It's now 44-42, gray team. Ball here on the right elbow now. Olsen driving, shooting, blocked away nicely that time by Nikki Gross. In transition now. Thomas, and she throws it away.
It's a good idea. Poor execution, but that's the right look, and we've seen that several times in this game where great passes, but just not able to connect because they haven't played together. We saw in the first half Red had all the energy, and to me it seems like Cray really has a lot more energy right now. We'll see if that can continue, though. We know that these guys tend to get tired as the half stretches on.
So Hotel substitutions. Taylor Filster's back in the ballgame now for the Gray team. Also joining her out there will be Caitlin Elsasser. And also back on the hardwoods is Taylor Parmley. Here's the ball on the right elbow now. Filstra back out to the top. Now inside to the low post. Here's Burr. Burr, a shot no good. She got the rebound and laid it up with the left hand. 46-42. 11:39 to go. Here's a running one-hander from the right block, and the ball's deflected around and goes out of bounds.
Burr's last two buckets coming off offensive putbacks. That's Taylor Filstra's first.
The pace of the game has come to as thick as a McDonald's chocolate shake. Or in this case, one of those wonderful...
I was going to say, it's thick as that Big Mac sauce.
Yes, it is.
So we've got the crowd starting to pick up. A little bit of, the bands are rolling in here. Looks like the Northwood band is here. A little battle of the bands going on to our right, possibly during the men's game or in between the games.
Sutton misses the free throw. And just like that, the Gray team again. Well, Larry Filstra's defense has been outstanding here in the second half. Here's Filstra with a basketball now here on the right wing. Looking for some help, comes back out to the top. Now here to Boer. Boer goes left side. Here's a running one-hander in the lane. And a big collision inside that time. Taylor Parmley taking it strong inside the paint. It's got hammered at the 11-11 mark.
Nikki Gross picking up her first foul. Team's fifth. 2 shots for Taylor Parmley.
Parmley, a 5'10 senior, averaging 17.7 points for Mishawaka's Kevin Gradeless. 9.8 rebounds, 70% at the free throw line. 1.5 assists, 1.5 steals per game. And she's able to shoot in a pair. 48-42 in favor of the Gray team at the 11:06 mark. Here's Reese at the top now. Looks, goes left side to Sutton. Jump shot, no good. Rebound deflected around and corralling the loose pumpkin. And then a tie-up inside. Whistle that one. Jenna Thomas got her hands in the cookie jar that time and wanted the cookie real bad.
That's going to be Jenna's 4th foul. A few moans from the Jenna Thomas fans across the way, apparently. Not happy with that call, but 16 fouls, so we'll be shooting free throws from here on out. 10:52 to play.
Kelsey Gushrowski checks into the ball game now, along with Ashley Campbell, and also Haley Collins in the ball game now for the team in red. Great team basketball. Paige Avery here on the right wing now. Goes deep right corner now to Filstra. Back here to the free throw line. They go high-low. And here's Boer. Shot from the left block. Score it. She got those long arms, man. It makes it difficult. 50-42. This is the biggest lead of the contest now for the Gray team here at the 10:25 mark.
And we'll credit that to a great post-entry pass by Elsasser going over the top of the defense to Boer.
Here's Campbell, a little shovel pass inside, and that went off her high school teammate at Oregon Davis, Haley Collins, and it'll be red team basketball.
And that was another good look. They just got a gray hand, I think, into that, deflected it, and so that knocked it off Collins' hands. But that's a nice little pass there by Ashley Campbell.
The red team has only scored 2 points in the first 10 minutes of this second half. So with the basketball on the far wing, 3-point shot on the way. No good that time by Avery. And the ball goes high. And this will be very, very interesting to see what happens here.
We have a Bethel flag over to the right so that somebody will go get the Bethel flag. And they're going to try it first by throwing a ball up there, but more than likely they'll bring the Bethel flag out to pop it out if they can't do it this way. Yep.
What would really be interesting is if they got both of the balls stuck up there at the same time now.
Yep. This guy from Camp Millhouse is going to jump up there and save the day for us.
That's 0 for 3, 0 for 4. There we go. So the rotation for Coach Filstra continues. I'm glad I'm the official scorer today, guys. Boys teams are headed to the locker room. Looking forward to this game a lot.
I didn't hear the Coach Berger talk. I'm assuming he acted like he wasn't out to win, but we know his coaching mentality.
With the basketball, Campbell. Out here to the top now, here to Gross. Gross on the drive, spins. Free throw line, back out to the top. And hands it off to Gushrowski. Inside to the low post, Collins. Headed, deflected around to the gray team with the steal. Here comes hard-working Jess Alexander over the timeline now. Looking for some help on the hard right-hand dribble. Bounce pass to the right side. The Gazicki inside of the low post. Powering inside is Alsasser, no good. Rebound comes out. Back to the left side. Boy, the Red just giving up all kinds of play inside. Morgan Olsen with the layup now, and it's 52-42. The gray team has got its biggest lead, and it matches the biggest lead the red team had early in the first half.
It's Gross for 3, coming up short. I think the one change you've seen at halftime looks like the gray is really packing the defense into the lane, and that's because Red has 1 3-pointer, I think, tonight. Is that correct, Matt?
Yes. That by Nikki Gross.
Here's a drive down the lane and a shot and a score. Nice play by Kadeja Moore, the 5'11 senior from Elkhart Memorial. Her next stop is at Ball State University in Muncie.
It's a real acrobatic finish there. She kind of got a little hip check by Alsasser, and that's going to be Caitlin's second foul. Moore going to the line for the 3-point play.
Moore comes into the game at 67% this senior season. And she's able to knock down the old-fashioned 3-point play. 3-point shot from the right wing, no good by Gazicki. Follow, shot up and in by Morgan Olsen. 54-45, 8:36 to go. 3-point shot on the far wing is no good on the offering that time by Gross. And then out here is Campbell. Campbell comes across the lane, kick out here. Moore, pull up, 15-footer, good. 54-47. Great team with the lead.
And that's a good play by Moore. They've missed so many 3-pointers that she went ahead and passed on the open 3, put it on the floor to get a closer jump shot. There's Olsen for 2 from the short corner over there on the wing.
16-footer, 56-47.
An uncontested 16-footer there. No defense this half of the red team. That's what carried them in the first half.
And here's Kelsey Gushrowski from LaPorte getting free for a deuce. 56-49. 7:55 to go. With the basketball now here in the near corner now. Alexander hedges off a screen. They'll come back out to the top now to Gazicki. Back out here. And Alexander with a 3, no good rebound. Kadeja Moore of Elkhart Memorial. And here's a near steal. Ball's tipped over here into the forecourt to Campbell. Inside to the low post. Oh, nice move inside defensively by Caitlin Alsasser to knock it away from behind at the last minute.
Going to be a media timeout here.
We'll take one. 56-49, the gray team with the lead. We'll be back right after this short timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
You get to the top, get hooked in, and then you look over the edge. I was like, no way am I jumping off this tower. I'm staying right here. I'm like, am I ever going to be good enough to be a Marine? When it was all said and done, watching the color guard raise the American flag, I thought, I am a United States Marine.
PFC Keith Polka knows you don't join the Marines, you become one. Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. Every day.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul Condry along with the coach Mark Gardner, Matt Copsey. Once again, we want to thank our friends at McDonald's for their great support of this event. The Ronald McDonald Family Room at Memorial Children's Hospital provides the comforts of homes for families with seriously ill or injured children. Thanks to the generosity of over 200 volunteers and community donations, the Family Room is able to provide a place for area families to receive a hot meal or a shower, a kind word, and even a bed just down the hall from their sick child. Once again, thanks to the generosity of so many, the Family Room is open 7 days a week, 365 days a year, all at no cost to families. Thank you for supporting Ronald McDonald House Charities. 7:32 to go in regulation. Free throw was good, making it a 56-50 ball game. Shot on the way, no good.
No, she hit them both.
My apologies.
56-51 now at the 7:25.
I'm writing it down as a 51. You can see it here.
You've had 2 weeks off in basketball, though, Paul. It's all right.
Yeah, no, it's not. There's a jump shot baseline, left side.
It's a push.
Shot finally put up and in. That time by Olsen.
Offensive rebounds the key to great this half.
58-51.
Yeah, Olsen now with 16, 12 here in the second half.
Maybe I should have had that cappuccino, Matt, after all. Here's a three-point shot from the far wing. Good. Kanasia Moore, she only had 30 of them during the regular season, and that's a good one there.
I know our listening audience can see all the action, but they can't smell that burnt popcorn that you only get here at the gym every once in a while.
Where is my popcorn?
Do you really want it?
Absolutely. Got to have it. I'm disappointed I haven't got any. Jess Alexander goes into the corner now. Over there to Gazicki, and she buries the three ball. 61-54. 6:29 to go in regulation. Great team in with the lead now. Campbell, top of the ring now to Moore. Her jump shot no good. Rebound. Karam's out to the hands of Morgan Olsen. Olsen up quickly now. Here's a nice little hesitation play by Jess Alexander, taking it strong to the goal. 63-54. That was beautiful.
That was the Euro step by Alexander, and finishing with the left on the right-hand side of the floor.
20 points now for Alexander. First basket of the second half.
She's played real well tonight.
So to inbound the basketball will be the red team. Campbell over the timeline now into the forecourt. Here at the top of the ring now. I voted for her to be on the All-Star team, Matt, the Indiana-Kentucky All-Star team, when I voted. I hope you did too. Here's a drive by Moore. Shot off the rim, no good. The rebound, Paige Avery. Avery, coast to coast, hands it off now here. A shot and a foul call as Jess Alexander. Boy, there's something you don't see every day. A Mishawaka Penn 2-on-1 break.
A little laugh between Avery and Alexander.
Got to keep in mind that Mishawaka lost to Penn in the sectional final to end. Certainly one Kevin Grayless certainly would have to remember as one of his most successful seasons with 20 wins and 4 losses on the resume.
And nothing to be ashamed of losing to that Penn team. It's a very good team. But
yeah, Kevin's here tonight. He's over there sitting over on the behind the media table over there with the fans.
See Dean Foster down there. I'm sure we'll see lots of other coaches here as the night rolls on.
Free throws. Matthew, tell me all about them.
Alexander knocked them both down. She's got 22 now.
Don't you love it when people come up and talk to you when you're right in the middle of broadcasting a game?
You're famous. That happens, Paul.
Paige Avery over the timeline goes right side. Parmalee back out here to the point now to Fielstra. Fielstra on the drive down the left side of the lane goes into the corner. And here is another foul as Jess Alexander. Boy, she has got, no wonder she wears the protective stuff on her knees because she's been diving on the floor for loose balls. This time she hit the right elbow.
Here's a name from the past. Purdue fans, Brian Cardinal. Jess Alexander's got a little Brian Cardinal in her, always on the floor, diving, hustling.
Really?
I think so.
And she knocks down the free throw. She shoots better free throws than Brian Cardinal did. Say, I remember that.
He wasn't known for his offense, but he did win an NBA championship with the Mavericks. So I think he played like 8 minutes total in that series, too.
Second free throw, no good, so 1 of 2 that time for Jess. Here comes the red team now. Here's Reese running one-hander from the right block. Bank set up and in. 66-56. That's last lead was the biggest.
And that's what we saw in the first half from the red team, running the floor off misses, and we just haven't seen it this half.
Paige Avery into the left corner. Here's a drive baseline. Fielstra throws up a prayer. It goes in.
That's going to be a continuation. They're going to count it.
Oh, and Fielstra will get the goal.
She's kind of
making it a 60. All right, Matt. 68-56 ball game.
Yep.
Matt, I believe if I'm right, does this match the biggest lead right now at 12?
Yes, 12 points.
Jenna Thomas fouling out.
And Thomas will fall out with 2 points.
4:58 to go in the ball game. 68-56, great team. Free throw by Filster is no good, but it comes out to her teammate. Here's a spin inside the lane. Shot deflected away, and here comes the red team from right to left now. Moore into the left corner now to Sutton. Sutton with a drive across the lane, had it stripped away, and it goes off the red team out of bounds. No, they're going to say a touch gray ball.
Going to stay down there. I'm going to say that if red makes a comeback, it's going to be because of Moore, because she just kind of has that look about her that of all the players out here on the red team, she really doesn't want to lose.
And she scored 8 of the 16 points here in the second half for the red.
Yeah, it feels like the others are just kind of going through the motion, but she's kind of got an intense look on her face. Alexander checking out after a fine effort tonight.
The red team had a 5-point lead at halftime and only scored 2 points in the first 10 minutes of the second half. Here's Reese with the basketball, coming out to the top now to Moore, back to Reese on the near wing. Hedges off a screen, goes left side now here to Sutton. Sutton bounce pass inside, stolen away by Paige Avery. Avery over the timeline now, driving, shooting, and a foul call. This time whistle this one on Nashay Sutton. Sutton averaged 10 points, 3.5 rebounds, 2.5 steals, and 2.5 assists up at Benton Harbor High School. And with 4:24 to go, Avery did go to the line. She was a 12-point scorer and 4 rebounds a game, along with 4 assists and 2.5 steals for her team at Mishawaka. 69-56 in favor of the Gray. 4:24 to go in regulation.
And I don't believe Paige has chosen a school yet to continue her career. We saw her here at Bethel at several
Couple
games.
times.
So hopefully she chooses wisely and comes over here and hangs out and plays under the great Coach Jody.
14-point lead now for the team in gray. Here's Ashley Campbell. Comes out to the top now to Moore. Drives down the lane. She lost her own handle. She second on the foul. She couldn't get it to go. And she's got a look of frustration on her face.
Yeah, that was a frustration look right there because she had the first drive and just lost the ball as she went up.
Avery goes over to Filstra. Back to the top now. Foul line extended left now. There's Parmalee. Inside of the low post. There's a power move by Olsen inside. No good. And here come the breakout. Sutton. Right side to Reese. Reese inside. Missed the shot. Deflects out here. Controlled by the gray team. Here's Olsen giving way to Avery. And Avery one-on-one against Reese. Over the timeline now. Avery looks right side and wing pass to Filstra. Filstra looking for some help. Finds one at the free throw line. Jump shot from 15. No good that time. I believe it was Olsen. Here's Olsen with a 12-footer in the lane. Good. I'm officially going to say it. 72-56 with 3:18 to go. Great team off to the win here today, folks.
Offensive rebounds been the key. Coach Arnold better hit the offensive rebound Michigan State rebounding drill in practice tomorrow.
Here's Campbell's shot inside, blocked away. And a pair of substitutions forthcoming, as we're going to have a great crowd here tonight for the men's game. Boys game, I should say.
Yeah, see some of the local high school. I saw Peyton Staples sitting across the way, a young man who very easily could have been playing in this game, but there's just so much talent on the boys' side that Peyton's only sophomore. I'm sure he'll be playing the next couple of years. Taylor Brooks from Penn across the way. And I remember a few years back seeing Austin Torres sitting here, and I was sitting behind Austin thinking, boy, he should be playing in this game. And so it's one of those things that I think by having this, the guys that didn't get picked, get a little chip on their shoulder, and they come watch and kind of compare themselves and makes them work harder in the next offseason. No, Jimbo's calling a timeout. Probably going to drop a diamond in one full court trap or something here.
Campbell with the free throw. 72-57.
I want to thank our friends at McDonald's. Get 2 steak and egg burritos for $3.33. Delicious steak and egg, fluffy egg, cheese, peppers, onions, tender steak, all in a soft tortilla. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Limited time only, a la carte only. Prices of participation may vary. Price of a single item posted on the menu board.
Start your day deliciously with a sausage burrito, a sausage McMuffin, small freshly brewed McCafe coffee, and more on the breakfast dollar menu at McDonald's. I'm loving it. Prices and participation may vary.
Red team under the leadership of former Niles great coach and Bethel assistant Jim Arnold, who took an entire year off from basketball for the first time since the 60s. 69, I think, is when he told me. And he is in a unique situation, coaching only one game, basically, this year. And here comes the Gray team under the leadership of Larry Filstra, who in 8 seasons at Elkhart Memorial, 161 wins, 40 losses, won 8 consecutive sections. There's a pass inside to the low post. Strong move inside by Al Sasser, no good. Here comes the red team, Nikki Gross. Now into the forecourt now to Ashley Campbell. Campbell on the right wing. Drives inside, forces the issue, missed the shot, and a foul called. Whistled that one, I believe, on Taylor Parmley.
Does this mean we get to give Coach Arnold a hard time about going winless this year? This is his first winless season?
We could say that. We
Only
really
because
could.
we know him so well and love him that we can get away with saying that. But,
Ashley Campbell, who won a state championship at Oregon Davis, is able to knock that down. What a year for her, Matt Copsey. My, is she special. 34 points, 14 to 16 at the line at the state championship game. And when the game was on the line, she made every shot count. 72 to 59, great team with the ball.
There's that full court trap I was telling you about. Jimbo's not giving up.
Here's a pass wide open underneath. Taylor Parmley, 74-59. Favor of the Gray with 2:18 to go.
Speaking of great coaches in the building, Tony Natale sitting behind us now.
I see my guy behind you.
Yeah.
Good to have him in the house always.
Need to get him a booster seat so he can see over Matt Copsey. But
here's a jump shot from Reese, 15 foot away, no good. That hurts, Coach. Unbelievable.
You missed the end of the season awards bank when Coach Natale took his shots at all the players. So I'm sticking up for my guys.
With the basketball, Bohr goes to the right side. Strong drive across the lane. Gozicki lost it.
Good hands.
Here's
by
Reese back the other way. Reese with the left hand in the finish. 74-61. 1:37 to go.
Coach Fieldstra calling out plays.
Bohr inside low pass. Stolen away by Nikki Gross of the red team. Now Campbell over the timeline now. Will she try to part the Red Sea? No, she'll go to the baseline. Jump shot from 14, no good. Rebound put up, no, deflected around, and finally into the hands of Nikki Gross, and she lays it up and in. 74-63, 1:07 to go. Here's Avery over the timeline, handing it off now here to Parmley. She drives, shot no good, a rebound, and the ball goes off of Nikki Gross, and it will be Gray basketball. 55.6 to go in regulation.
Coach Fieldstra clearing the bench, letting his Mishawaka and Penn girls there know he appreciated the effort.
And to inbound the basketball will be Aaron Gozicki. Back out here to the far side wing to Jess Alexander. She get my MVP vote.
Why not?
Yeah. She knocked down the triple there.
Just in case you were hesitant, she said, let me knock this one down
77-63, 47 seconds. Man, I don't know where she was
26. She's got 26 now.
Here's a drive and a foul called on the Gray team. But I just thought she really took the game over.
Well, she was the force in the first half when the Gray was having struggling scoring, that she kind of stepped up there. She had stretches where she scored 8 points, 6 points in a row, and then in the second half it's been more spread out.
And even when she wasn't scoring, she was competing. We talked early on, she kind of lowered her shoulder when the defensive pressure was really getting to them, just kind of sending the message to her teammates that, hey, we're here to compete. You could tell that early on in Jess's eyes.
Nashay Sutton knocks down the free toss, making it 77-64. And with one more forthcoming, in and out, 1 of 2 on the trip.
Ooh.
With the basketball, far side now. Filstra, jump shot no good. Over here to Gozicki, and she lays it up and in. 79-64 in favor of the Gray. They erase a 5-point deficit and hold the red team to only 2 points in the first 10 minutes of this second half. Here's a shot, no good. Boy, I hate to see the shooting percentages for the red team. Once again, knifing through traffic, Jess Alexander. Alexander, baseline drive, shot no good by Alsasser. Deflected around and up court quickly. Here it is, game over. The gray team erases a 5-point deficit to win the contest, 79-64, the final score. Gray team, led by Paige Avery, Taylor Fielstra, Taylor Parmley, Carolyn Boer, Jess Alexander, Erin Gazicki, Caitlin Alsasser, Morgan Olson, and not participating but showing all that important love and support on the end of the bench, Maya Solomon, led by Larry Fielstra, wins the game here today. Red team, once again, Ashley Campbell, Jenna Thomas, Michelle Sutton, Deloney Reese, Haley Collings, Beja Moore, Kelsey Koshrowski, Nikki Gross, and one of the captains out there, Jacqueline Heath. Once again, we're going to go on down to the floor here where Dave Sparks and Mike Lightfoot are going to be presenting some medals, and we're going to make the transition to our men's game. And we're going to hook the mic up down there, Matt, and we'll...
Ashley Campbell. Nikki Gross. Kelsey Gashrovsky. Jacqueline Heath. Khadija Moore. Talani Reese. Nashay Sutton. Jenna Thomas. And the coach of the red team, Jim Arnold. And now for the gray All-Stars, Jess Alexander. The gray medals being awarded by Bethel head men's basketball coach Mike Lightfoot. Paige Avery. Caroline Brewer. Caitlin Alsasser. Taylor Fielstra. Erin Gazicki. Morgan Olson. Taylor Parmley. And Maya Solomon. The gray team was coached by Larry Fielstra. Once again, fans, a big round of applause for the 2014 McDonald's Michiana Girls All-Stars.
Jess, you're done. Come over. All right, we're glad you can join us here. The third annual McDonald's Michiana High School All-Star Basketball Games. We're going to have the team photo down here at center court, and glad to have all the people participating. Big win for the gray team, erasing a 5-point deficit. We're going to go over to Matt for our final stats before we have our post-game interview. Matthew?
Okay, for the red team, Ashley Campbell, 3 out of 5 from the field, 3 out of 4 from the free throw line, 9 points. Nashay Sutton, 2 of 12 from the field, 3 of 8 from the free throw line for 7 points. Taloni Reese, 5 of 12 from the field for 10 points. Haley Collins, 1 of 6 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line for 4 points. Nikki Gross, 4 of 11 from the field for 9 points. Jenna Thomas, 1 of 6 from the field, 0 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 points. Kadijah Moore, 6 of 18 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 15 points. And Kelsey Kozlowski, 4 of 5 from the field for 8 points. The red team was 26 out of 75 from the field for 35%, 2 out of 15 from three-point range for 13%, 10 out of 18 from the free throw line for 56%. For the gray team, Paige Avery, 1 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 4 points. Caroline Boer, 6 of 13 from the field, 1 of 4 from the free throw line, 13 points. Kayla Parmalee, 3 of 9 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 9 points. Erin Gosicki, 2 of 5 from the field for 5 points. Morgan Olson, 8 of 13 from the field, 2 of 4 from the free throw line, 18 points. Taylor Fiestra, 2 of 8 from the field, 0 of 1 from the free throw line, 4 points. Jess Alexander, 7 out of 15 from the field, 9 out of 10 from the free throw line, 26 points.
Congratulations.
And Caitlin Elsaucer, 0 of 8 from the field, did not score.
All right, down here on the floor, Paul Condry along with Coach Mark Gardner and Matt Copsey. Glad that you can join us here today. Jess Alexander, who we felt was our player of the game. Congratulations. First of all, I know that playing in the state championship game was an incredible experience. Playing in one of the best programs in the state of Indiana, playing for Christy Kineski, who's a Bethel person. What does this all mean to you to be able to participate and be so good at it?
I think that it's just the level of play that we have at Penn, and we want to show everyone what Penn basketball is about. The whole state run, it was just work hard, and have each other's backs, and it's really cool that us 3 seniors get to come out here and get to share one last game together.
It's kind of a weird dynamic watching Mishawaka and Penn players play on the same team. How weird was that for you?
The rivalry is so strong between us 2 teams, and what's awesome is that we can come together and we can still play. We can still compete with each other instead of against each other, and I had a lot of fun with these girls out here. This is awesome.
Well, we didn't know what to expect. You never know what to expect. Are people going to take charges? We saw Ashley Campbell take 3 charges. Here she did. She just won a state championship, so she comes in and won All-Star game, and she takes 3 charges. You're all over the floor, diving on the floor for loose balls. So it was very, very evident that you guys wanted to win, both teams.
Yesterday in practice, we were just they might be quicker than us, but we're a lot bigger. We can run on them, and great players, both teams, and the competitiveness that came out of both teams was really special.
Well, let's talk about you're down at 5 at halftime. Next thing you know, they haven't scored for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So what did you guys do? What did Coach Kostra say?
Right before half, I think we started taking some quick shots, and we just walked in the locker room and said, let's move the ball, work the shot clock, because we forgot we had a shot clock. We're all going to play college basketball. We forgot about a shot clock.
You'll get used to it, trust me.
Right. But I think just not taking quick shots and moving the ball and being unselfish with each other was a big key for.
Did you notice anything in the difference in the length of the floor? Because most people who make that are playing on a college floor for the first time, even though you may play open gyms or whatever the case may be, but a lot of people struggle with that. I know the guys are going to do that here in a moment.
The first couple trips you're feeling really good, and then after a while it's just. I gotta get I gotta get air, I gotta get water. It's not a big change, but you could definitely feel it after a couple trips down the floor.
Well, congratulations on a great high school career, and best of luck in school. And if you ever feel like where you're going is not going to fit, as the voice of the Bethel men's and women's basketball program, you look great in blue.
Thanks.
All right,
thank you so much.
Congratulations to Jess Alexander, and the recruiting never stops here. We're going to take a quick time out and come back with more. The 3rd annual McDonald's Michiana High School All-Star Game. We'll do that right after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
The men and women of the United States Marine Corps